Hi, welcome to Texas Lone Wolf. Meg Howe, your source for Red Pill Truth. We are going to discuss a story, okay, a true story, alright, of a hospital mistake that almost cost the family their marriage. Guess what? You get a faithful husband and a faithful wife, their marriage is tested because of a mistake at a hospital where the baby was born but put into the wrong bed with the wrong parent. The baby grows up assuming to know the name of the original birth parents. Alright? This happens in this society. It's very common. And the downside of this, okay, on this story, the downside of this, okay, what's going to happen when the child grows up and then turn around needs an organ transplant? Alright? The child been given to the parents. Perhaps swapped at birth mistakenly in the pediatric ICU where there's baby beds with names of parents that were allegedly birthed. This happens more than what people think. So I'm going to go ahead and do a story to bring awareness. Now, I'm not trying to. So anyways, here's your video. Here's your story. Here's your story right here, okay? Alright. Here's your story. You'd be surprised how this has happened in today's world, okay? We're going to cover this topic. So I'm going to go ahead and drink some water in between reading, alright? So I don't get a dry mouth. So, okay. And the baby in this story, alright, the female is now 29. She was 24 at the time when she had the baby. The baby was swapped at birth at the maternity ward at the hospital. This is a mistake. Alright. This right here is a mistake. Okay. And the husband is 31. So he was okay. It said 25. No, 26. She was 24, he was 26. Alright. Came back, okay, they done a paternity test. And this wife swears up and down she never cheated. She never did anything. And they done. So anyway, the wife went to prove her innocence. So she had a DNA test done on her and the baby. Allegedly, the baby's not hers. Biologically hers. Oops. With these hospitals running around mandating masks to protect against a certain germ. You're making mistakes. You're playing with human lives. The hospitals are supposed to be safe havens for patients. Hospitals are supposed to be safe places for people to get cures and fixes for their ailments. Hospitals are supposed to be a place where patients get help that they need. But mistakes like this here, it's unforgivable. Because the child is now 5 years old, grown up to the parents that she thinks are her own, but are not. So, I don't know how it happened. I haven't been able to stop crying all day. Never cheated. I love my husband. We've been together since college. He's the love of my life. He's handsome, kind, gentle, and kind. And while I slept with 2 other people, both before we got together, there's no other potential father to our daughter. We're married already, actively trying for a baby. I never cheated. I would cheat. I wouldn't know why he took that stupid test, because I would never, ever cheat. But it came back negative. Now he thinks he's not her dad. I don't know how to convince him it was a faulty test, so I'm scared. I reckon so. You're scared, ma'am. I'm very sorry that you're scared. This is ongoing. In these past few months, he becomes someone completely different from the man I married. He's cold, suspicious. He keeps demanding to see my phone and wouldn't tell me why. I showed him at first, eventually told him I wouldn't anymore unless he explained why. He's been distant with our daughter too. He stays in the office for hours and on end. I don't know what he's doing. He did not cheat. He accused me this morning that he's done a test after he realized our daughter's eyes brown, which would naturally come from ours both blue. And he wanted to get me to get out of the house. I didn't leave. He locked me out of my bedroom, now in my daughter's room. This is terrifying. All right. What should I do? The specific advice I want is how can I prove I'm innocent? How to make sure this relationship works. I want to keep my family together at all cost. All right. Also, I had a conversation with my husband. He's out of his room now. We discussed some things. I told him again I would never cheat and start talking about a list. He made a list I made of tests I want done. He also told me he didn't want to hear it right now. We're going to have a longer conversation tomorrow. He said that he still loves our daughter. He won't try to keep me out of the house or room for now. I asked him to hug me, and he did. I'm scared I won't be able to convince him. I want our family to go back to normal. How can I be a good wife and support he needs while proving my innocence? TLDR, my husband confronted me this morning saying our daughter innocent biologically is after a failed paternity, but I never cheated. All right. All right. Remember what I told you about the hospitals? Anybody who works in the medical industry, you know people make mistakes, and mistakes have lifelong consequences. And humans whom were naturally conceived through birth get swapped quite often in big city hospitals. Okay? They get swapped a lot. This happens a lot. Okay? No, the wife writes back. Let me get me some water real quick. Hi everyone, I just want to thank everyone who reached out. My original post got so much attention. It was hard to get to everything, but I ended up making a list of plans, tests I wanted to get done. My husband understandably distrustful of me for a while, but he apologized for the way he acted, which I didn't He wouldn't try to kick me out of our home. He did say, though, if the test came back and I cheated, that he was going to go scorched earth. Woo! So we did a few tests, blood paternity tests for him and me and our daughter. We had an appointment with a chimerism specialist coming up. That got canceled because of, well, some of you guessed. My daughter is not biologically mine either. I don't know how this happened, but a police officer came to our house, took our statements, and we are suing the hospital where I gave birth. And we don't know what happened to my baby, and that's terrifying. I have my husband back. My whole world's still been up in. I just wish he never taken that stupid test. I've been sleeping in my daughter's room. I'm so afraid she's going to be taken away from me. But at the same time, I want to know where my biological daughter is and if she's okay. And I pray to God she's okay. Now, hospitals make mistakes. And this mistake right here is a 60-month mistake that should have never happened. My daughter still doesn't know the details, and we've been trying to keep this quiet. The last thing we need is a big scandal. Woo! Okay, I don't want people who know us to look at her indifferently. She deserved better than that. She's such a good kid, and she got not some spectacle to be gawked at. If we can find her birth family, which I have no idea what we'll do, I guess the best case scenario would be get a bigger house. We all live together. I don't know if we can afford that, if they would go for that. Or even we'd be able to locate them. Or I'm just crazy. This whole situation is crazy. I don't know anyone else who's been in this situation like this. I mean, are there support groups for parents or kids got mixed up? Yeah, there are. I Googled and nothing came up. Well, Google sanitized the search engine, search results, okay? They do that by the algorithm, okay? Literally, I'm getting those tabloid articles from trashy magazines that slap the faces of the innocent kids on the same pages as celebrity sex scandals and fiction. So how do we tell our daughter? I mean, we can't tell her now. She'll tell the kids at school, and then it'll be everywhere. We have to say something. I don't know what I ever done to deserve this. My daughter is not biologically mine or my husband's. Oops. Anyways, I just wanted to go ahead to tell you, hospitals do make mistakes. You know, when you go out and you deliver a child, they make you sign these little waivers and all this stuff. And it's... Anyways. Switched at birth, blindsided. Yes. This, as a person right here, says, what a nightmare. Love the child you have, but need to know where your biological baby is. At the same time, there is another family with a ticking time bomb that they don't even know about. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. There is a show called Switch at Birth Drama, not a true story. And anyways, anyways, now there was and she didn't find her bio kid until she was in her teens. They learned their blood types in science. She found out her parents' blood types couldn't make hers. She's always joked not looking like them. Had been assured she had a great grandma that was Italian or something that would explain her looks. Shows following them trying to figure out what to do because an instinct will know what you want your baby back, but not give up on the kid you raised. Girls bonding sure no one else what they're going through. And this this is the reason why schools stopped doing blood tests in science class. Too many kids find out their parents weren't theirs. Oops. You know what? I'm telling you, this story right here I'm doing on YouTube. Yes, I heard about that. There's no guarantee the teacher handle it gently. I know one school abandoned it irrelevantly early, fired a teacher because that test basically meant mom could be mom. Dad couldn't be dad. Teacher and said mom must be cheated. Now, where I'm from, you probably see my name as Texas Lone Wolf, alright? That tells you where I'm from, right? Okay? So, Dad was infertile due to testicular cancer. They used sperm donor. They had put all that out there because of how mom was treated. Yes. So, they had to stop that. So, we didn't do that test, but regular genetics like charts showing eye, hair colors would work. So, anyways, now, so, now, when you go to a hospital to deliver a baby, being switched at birth can actually bring, anyways, so, let me see. Sorry, this is supposed to be removed by moderator of relationship. Okay, it's locked. Okay, can't be opened. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up. So, hi everyone. Anyways, so this is an update too, alright? It's been posted 3 months ago. The moderator deleted that one in the update, alright? 3,000 people who followed me on YouTubers and who made videos. I'm proud to be one of the YouTubers to do a story for you, alright? But I did not make any money on this either. So, anyway, you deserve an update, okay? Hi everyone, 3,000 people who followed me, all the YouTubers who made videos, people on social media platforms, TikTok, Tumblr, who've been giving advice. My goodness, there's a lot. Woo! You know what? Switched up birth happens a lot more than what you think, okay? Which confirmed my decision not to go public. Well, all right, well, if this is how much attention we get without our names and faces attached, my goodness. I don't know ill towards people who share my posts. I'm very glad there's attention not directed at my daughter or any of them. Alrighty, here we think you all deserve an update here, so here goes. We found her biological daughter. She was in foster care. I didn't think that was going to surprise a ton of people at the hospital. We had her wasn't in the best area. She was taken home by a family who ended up under investigation. Apparently, she was proven not the biological child. Their biological was taken by the state. I felt terrible for that family, but at the same time, so grateful to have found her safe and alive. We started the adoption process immediately, and well, we have some pretty significant resources now. I wouldn't say the settlement money makes up for what we went through exactly, but it was close to $2 million. Our lawyer said we could have gotten more in court, but honestly, the hospital wanted to end this fast and quietly, so did we. Alrighty. You know what? Sometimes, and we explained to our daughter that her sister is going to be coming to stay with us, that we love her very much. It seemed ecstatic, so he's hoping it works out. In actuality, we're planning to move away from our town. Within a few months, we found a wonderful place in a good school district, a few states away. Has plenty of room for our family to grow. I don't know what we're going to do about the other family. My biological daughter doesn't seem to remember them very much. I don't want to involve them if I don't have to. But I know it's probably morally wrong to not to let them know what happened. I mean, that poor mother must not have any idea what happened. I can imagine how horrible that would be. For now, I'm going to focus on my daughters and hope to plan a beautiful life. Finally, my husband, I love him more than anything in the world. He loves me back. He loves me. We've been through hell and come out on the other side. We are not interested in breaking up or ending the relationship or anything like that. He deleted his Reddit account. He promised he's going to trust me from now on. Because, as it happens, our child being switched at birth more likely than me cheating on him. I love him so much. And we are going to be okay. And this will hopefully be the last time I use this account. Thank you for everyone who reached out with help and advice. I've explained so much I can in comments. I can no longer feeding the trolls here. You know what? Wow, I'm so happy. You know what? I'm gonna on my channel, Texas Law with MGHOW, your source for Red Pill Truth. You know, to the wife and the husband in this Reddit story. If you watch this story, sometimes, you know, when bad things do happen, okay, many of us do not grasp. Many of us do not grasp that something else could be in store for you and your husband. You're getting your biological daughter back that belongs to you and your husband, that's blue-eyed. Then you gained another daughter you've gotten attached to. She's got brown eyes, a beautiful skin, beautiful hair. She's known you as mom and dad. So there is no changes in that. And with both of y'all adopting your own biological child into the family where the child belongs, I mean, you're going to be a family of 3. Now you're going to be a family of 4 beautiful people in a loving family. Listen, switched up birth happens more than what you think. Okay? It happens more than what you think. So, anyways, the hospital CPS Massive dropped the ball on this one. I'm just wonder. Somebody said right here. I just wondered how CPS could not connect the dots. They should have everything to show that she gave birth to a baby, then properly investigated this. The hospital and CPS massively dropped the ball on this one. Somebody else said it's fake. Nah. Because it's total work of fiction. Nah. It ain't fiction. No. Let me tell y'all something. Whenever you go to trusting someone in a medical field, they're supposed to have proper paperwork, proper everything. They're supposed to have proper birth, proper everything. They're supposed to take the baby's blood type, mother's blood type, dad's blood type, make sure they're all matched, and put them in the right bed, the right name, and right paperwork, right everything. Okay? This is not fiction. And bingo, right hand, left hand, it happens all the time. Just ask any police officer out there. It's called bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. They make money off of pain and suffering. And this, all right, all right, this right here, so this right here is pretty much going to tell you that switched up birth happens more often than what you think. Okay, you had me until this last up. There's no way this is true for multiple. Okay, foster care adoptions don't work that way. They take a long time. People are recommended to foster. Okay, training and emotional state. Don't do take back, whatever. So the girl was already fostered. She was hanging out in the state closet somewhere. So this child so quickly, state discovered child's not biological theirs. They just left it wondering she was kidnapped or trafficked. So, yeah. Number one, well, the faithful wife, we started the process. We did. It's going to be a complicated process. My main purpose right here, you know, listen, to the trolls out there, all right, anyways, switched up birth happens more often. Whether you sit there and believe with your naive little pea brain out there saying that don't happen. It does happen. It happens more often than you think. All right? So I asked the wife that came to Reddit to get support. Her story's alleged. I believe her. She's is with the foster family right now. We hired a private investigator and asked for hospital's cooperation in litigation. In other words, they're being sued. Don't know all the details, know very little about the family that raised my baby at this point in time. It has to do with the birth certificate, but legally our daughter is our daughter by biology and law. And this was a legal settlement, not hush money. I agree. Now, people need to lay off of this mother who's been through. All right, she's been through a very rough patch. It's been a very difficult time in my life, one of the most difficult I've been through. If you don't want to believe me, fine. I got used to that. Telling her story as may help someone else in my situation. If it happened to be me, it can happen again. It was terrifying. Look for information and find next to nothing helpful. I don't appreciate assuming anything about it. Amen. And now, the Cato kibitz must be naive. You know, he's a naive. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and skip all these little trolls out here. So, anyways. Anyways. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this story here. Look like this here is exploding with, you know. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the story. Remember, switched up birth can happen anywhere at any time. And one other thing, adding CPS to the case, they need to be thoroughly investigated. They've been known to be driving around in affluent neighborhoods, snatching up children, using them as pawns in the game to extort money, to drug them and make money off. Listen, follow the money, see where it leads. All right. Until next time, peace. Thank you for listening for 30 minutes. Thank you and peace out.